it's wrong.
All right, YouTube, what's going on? Today we are going to be talking about the raw truth behind military recruiters. This goes for all branches, not just Air Force, even though we are a happy Air Force family. So, the first thing I want to hit on is, if your recruiter says you're disqualified for anything, like there's a saying in the Air Force, trust but verify. So, basically don't trust anybody. So if your recruiter says that you're disqualified and you can't ever join the military or the Air Force, go ask another recruiter. Go ask, preferably not a recruiter that works with your recruiter. I would give another recruiter that lives a few towns over a ring and just say, hey, this person said that I'd be disqualified for this. Is this true? Or just give them a ring and say, oh, hey, I have this. Is it still possible for me to join? Am I still eligible? Because a lot of recruiters, what they'll do is they just don't feel like processing paperwork. They'll just straight off the bat tell you you're disqualified, which in my opinion is pretty messed up, but I have a lot of friends that this has happened to, and I always just tell them talk to another recruiter and they get a better response. And I've even tested this myself. I've called a recruiter and said, oh, hey, this happened to me. And then one said I was disqualified, and then I called another one, and like it just happens. There's going to be bad people in a job. There's going to be good people in a job.
Yeah, at its very core, guys, you got to understand that this is a job. Whether you want to think of it as a family, as whatever you want to do, it is at its core a job. And there are people who are good at their job and bad at their job. That job in particular is a job that people get voluntold to do. So not everyone who is a recruiter wanted to be a recruiter. Some of them were told to be recruiters. Some of them are very, very mad about being told to be a recruiter, so they're not necessarily the best reliable source. Let me put this into perspective. I have a friend of mine who is going through a waiver process right now to get into the military. He has an assault charge in his background. He's gone to Air Force recruiters, Navy recruiters, Marine recruiters, and Army recruiters. He's joining the Army right now, but he finally found a recruiter that's like, yeah, I can help you out. I'll just submit a waiver and we'll get you going. So that happens. You need to find a good person who's going to help you out. At the end of the day, they need to make sure contracts are signed, but it's how much work do they want to put in to get that? They have easy people coming in with nothing in their background and no reason to say no, so that's easy for them. But then you have people who need a little bit of work, like someone who has maybe a charge in their background that they need a waiver for. This happens. This happens a lot. You can get in with stuff like that in your background.
And you also got to think about this too. The Air Force needs 2 people a month, right?
Something like that.
The Air Force needs very few people every month for them to be considered doing their job. The Army needs a lot of people every month, so they'll go a lot further and work a lot harder in order to meet their quota. That's why a lot of Air Force just recommends you go talk to the Army right off the bat if you're actually legitimately disqualified, or if there's something that won't let you join the Air Force, because the Army needs a lot more people, so they're a lot more willing to write you a waiver. The Air Force can write you a waiver for the same thing that the Army's writing you a waiver for, but why would the Air Force write you a waiver whenever there's already 30 people in front of you and they're all good to go? They don't need a waiver. That just means that your recruiter, like, it's like picking apples from a tree. You're not going to pick a bad apple first. You're going to pick all the good ones first and pick the bad one last. So if you're a recruiter, you're most likely not going to write somebody who needs a waiver. You're not going to jump them in front of all the people that don't have anything in their history just because, unless you really like that person or you know them personally or whatever the case may be. So always make a good first impression on your recruiter. If they're just not a good person, then I recommend you just try talking to another recruiter. You could try talking to your recruiter supervisor, but then you're kind of just blackmailing them, and yeah, they'll get you through what you need to get through, and they'll get you to MEPS and everything if it's just them having a bad attitude. But on top of them not liking you now they're going to be, oh, hey, you just skipped my chain of command basically and tattled on me. So yeah, you can talk to your recruiter supervisor if they're not giving you the work you need and the work that you deserve. But I recommend just talking to another recruiter. It's a lot easier. So that's my main hit on recruiters. So if you're disqualified, ask another recruiter. If this recruiter is saying something you don't like it, or if they're not treating you right, make sure you get treated how you deserve to be treated. I mean, you're volunteering to sacrifice the next 4 to 6 years of your life. The least you deserve is a little bit of respect off the bat.
Yeah.
So.
And also another thing I'm going to touch on before you like have these predispositions in your mind to what you're thinking the military is like, if you have those and the only person you talk to is your recruiters, you're now a puppet of what he has told you. You would think that the first person you would talk to, a recruiter even, would tell you exactly what to expect when they join the military. That may or may not always be the case. Some people just want contracts to be signed. They're going to tell you all the good stuff. Some peer recruiters are going to just flat out lay out, this is really what's going down. I recommend not only talking to your recruiter, reach out to people who are already in the military, some people who have been there for a few years. Even reach out to us here. We'll break it down for you in real terms of what things are actually going to be like. Because you'll have good recruiters who are going to tell you exactly how things are going to be, and you'll have some recruiters who are going to tell you to keep your head down and not speak up when that's not how to go about it.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, leave a comment down in the comment section below. If you like the video, leave a like. Subscribe if you'd like to. Share this video with friends if you have anybody who is interested in joining the military. We also made a video about MEPS. That was pretty popular, answered a lot of good questions. There's a lot of good answers in the comment section below. That's why I recommend using my comment section. That way, if I can't get back to you guys right away, then somebody else might see it and they can get right to you. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Take it easy. See you in the next one. Deuces!
I like that one a lot better.